Hi all, this is your girl Natasha. My tea kettle has brewed over, but I'm not serving refreshments tonight. Sorry guys. What I wanted to talk about is this drama going on the YouTube streets about VS did her video about how she didn't have a good time at Maddie's show in Norfolk, Virginia. And I have an opinion. And mind you, this is not dragging VS. Actually, you'll probably be a little surprised. You all know the history with us. But anyway, VS and her friends went to an affair, Maddie's show, and they were invited with S. Hutchinson, allegedly. And VS showed receipts, and she wasn't pleased about it. And I get that, because you can go to places and not like it or pay for the service. The service isn't up to what you paid for, and you complain. Certainly, I've done it. And I have to say, the way that VS said Shelly, they were treated, they didn't even know her, that was quite a shock. And VS had receipts or whatever, and it was a shock. And I say this because when you do go someplace and pay for an event, you expect to get what you paid for. And obviously they didn't, and they traveled, and I'm familiar with Norfolk. I lived there, so I know how far it is traveling. So I will give them that, and I understand that they weren't happy, and the area and whatever. But, and before I say that, it was like, okay, they were looking at Shelly, and they saw that T.S. Madison's staff didn't know Shelly. So, I get all of that. And I can't lie, I probably would have been just like VS. And I have gone to events and it was crap. And oh my God, I read for filth. But what I want to say is that Shelly, S. Hutchinson, you have to realize, you know how VS is. She's going to speak out. If you had her doing the hush-hush, you should have known eventually it was going to come out. VS is the type of woman that she's not going to hold her tongue. She's not going to hold anything in the way she feels. And this is not a protecting VS. And this is what's right is right. So Shelly, you should have known, no matter how much you love T.S. Madison, as I do, all the way, you should have known it. VS wasn't going to hold that in. She was going to spew it out sooner or later. Okay? I guess she said something about her allegiance to the toxic crowd or whatever. She was going to spill it. And you tried to give her money back and she wouldn't take it. Right then and there, that was a sign that, okay, you're not going to pay me to shut up. But, Shelly, I feel you had good intentions. You loved T.S. Madison, and you still do. But now that Susie has exposed that T.S. Madison's team really hasn't acknowledged you as CEO, and after seeing Maddie's video today, I didn't hear where you were CEO. And they said you weren't acting like the CEO. You were just sitting and kind of making excuses. So, it's not a good look. No. I'm not surprised VS is going off. Water. I'm not surprised VS is going off and telling her story. And she said she could go off more, but I think she did enough damage. So I have to say with this one, I side with her, because also they were thinking that you had portrayed yourself as CEO and it looked like you weren't even acknowledged. However, I will say this. When Maddie came on and did her video, she explained that when she goes to a club and she's asked, she's just on the program. She doesn't have any control of what the venue does. And that is true. Now, the T.S. Madison's events that she gives, I do see how well they're done. Supervised, no problem. It was just one Kelly Love and Phi Babe, and they had a good time. That was a T.S. Madison event, and even Jay Wilson went to one. But Shelly, I don't know about the CEO thing. Madison didn't come out and say anything about you being a CEO. I can understand you being a fan and loving T.S. Madison as I do. But I don't proclaim titles that are not mine, or that haven't been actually given to me, and it's not mentioned by Maddie. At no time had I heard Maddie mention you were the CEO. I think you'd speak to Maddie and give her advice, and that's it. So I think VS and them were brought along thinking that, oh, well, Shelly's CEO, so this and that's going to happen. And that's what it is. But the message in all of this is, Shelly, I don't know how you thought. You were siding with VS, you were defending VS. I don't know how you thought that she was going to keep that quiet if you know VS. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. VS is not that kind of woman. And you see, I'm not disrespecting her. VS is not that type of woman to stay quiet. She was loud. She expressed her opinion. She's very boisterous this morning. For so early in the morning, but anyway. And I don't know where Lady Nika came from. What Lady Nika had to do with it, she wasn't even on the trip. But I guess it's something personal against you and Lady Nika. And as I said, I have nothing against Lady Nika. She's been very sweet to me. And everyone has their opinion. So that's my opinion. So as Hutchinson, I hope that it's a learning lesson. I really do. For you, because I like you, Shelly. I don't know how you may feel about me now, stating my 1 cent, but I just had to say it. And of course, I had to also defend my Maddie. I don't go overboard, but I'm just saying. Madison sometimes is booked, and sometimes it's her production, and I understand that because I've gone to many shows like that. Not Maddie's, but in New York, different shows that the girls put on. It's like that. So I can understand what VS was expecting and they didn't get, and driving that far. Oh, I know that is a drive to Norfolk from Northern Virginia. So, I mean, I would be remiss if I didn't say I understood them and being hungry. I've been places and you're waiting for food and you're starving. So I have in areas you're nervous of. Although I know Miss VS couldn't have been that scared. I'm sure if she was in the military, she was in far more scarier situations. But be that as it may, I understand VS's point, and I understand Shelly's point, and I understand Maddie's point when she made a video. I am a Maddie mob. I will continue. And I hope that you people got it straight what Maddie said. When she hosts and gives a show, it is by her. If it says that they're featuring her, then she doesn't know what's going to happen. She's not responsible. And the people will read the filth. But Maddie has explained it, and now if you people didn't know, now you know. And I'm not taking over CEO. I'm just explaining. I understood what Maddie said. I understood VS's point, and I understand Shelly wanting to protect VS. But my point is, the main point is, Shelly, you did all this protecting of VS, and you should have known she was not going to keep that incident quiet. She sat on it, she said, I don't forget how long, and she just blew her stack this morning. So I hope that you have learned from that at S. Hutchinson. When you see people and you've seen them around for a while and you know how they act, that gives you an idea. And I'm not bashing VS, but I'm just saying. When you've seen people and how they get down, you should realize what makes you any different, because it's a lesson that I've learned. Trust me. And for Mr. Wiley, not being shady, I'm sitting in my chair with my back straight up. It was raining today and I was in pain, and I'm feeling better. my YouTube flirting husband. But anyway, I will end this video. That's all I had to say. Until next time, my tea kettle breweth over. Maybe I'll have refreshments. Love you guys. Mwah.